Alright, what is up, Exiles? Drlol here. And what I'm going to bring to you today is a character that I've made. It is a Righteous Fire, Flame Surge, Discharge Proliferator, which is a mouthful, but it's a lot of fun. I feel like it's one of the first characters I've put together on my own. I came back to Path of Exile about a month before the Torment League ended. I played during open beta, a little bit after launch, and a couple of the other leagues, but this is probably the most I've gotten back into it. Especially in a while. It's been a lot of fun. I just started playing the 1 month hardcore league. I spent a lot of time making a character in preparation for that, and I always wanted to play a Righteous Fire character ever since the first time I tried it on. I really like to play tanky fire mages in a lot of games that I play, so I put this together. I found a lot of information on Righteous Fire when I came back. It's really popular right now. I played a Righteous Fire Cycloner. Didn't care for it as much. Played a Righteous Fire Incinerator and it was okay, but I finally put this together. It's a little bit of mix of everything that I've played in the few Righteous Fire characters that I put together. So I'm going to jump into a map for you guys, kind of show you how it works, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. So I'm level 84 right now, as you can see. This is a level 74 map, so it's a little bit low. I just don't have any more maps. I sold everything after Torment ended when coming over here for some currency because it was just going to sit in standard. But I figured I'd make this video for you guys, show you what's going on, because it's a lot of fun. This character's a lot of fun, and I think you guys would enjoy playing it if you'd like to check it out. So what I'm using here is Herald of Thunder, Purity of Fire, and Vitality as my auras. Pretty standard stuff for Righteous Fire. And then I'll pop my Righteous Fire here. Mobility wise, I'm using Lightning Warp. It's my favorite of all of the mobility skills, I believe. I really like to play, like I said, mages, so I never was able to play Lightning Warp on some of my other Righteous Fire characters. A lot of Leap Slam going on, and I just really like Lightning Warp. It reminds me of Enigma from back in the Diablo 2 days, so it's a little bit nostalgic and just fits my playstyle better. So I really enjoy using it. I've got enough mana to sustain it, and it's great. So as you can see here, I'm running in. I'm going to Enduring Cry on these mobs. It's going to give me 7 endurance charges and a little bit of defense. We pop Discharge, and stuff just melts. It's a huge radius as far as like screen melting ability. We've got even more concentrated inner radius right there with the Righteous Fire, and then as you can see, I can Flame Surge for extra DPS. I typically just use that for powerful rare characters or map bosses. Don't take too much damage. It is a little bit spiky sometimes, but if you keep up with your flasks pretty well, it's nothing crazy. I think this character could be played on hardcore. I haven't personally killed at Zeri with it because, like I said, I just came back to the game and I haven't killed at Zeri at all, guys. I haven't. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dominus was new for me coming back to this. I played a little bit in the league when they released Dominus, but I haven't played it since that Zeri came out at all. But you get the feel for it a little bit. The clear speed is really good on maps. The mobility is great, and just the all-around AoE damage is really good. So it works really well as far as quickness and completion of the maps. I won't do a whole map here for you guys because I think you kind of get the gist of what's going on. It's really good. My Herald of Thunder there has Curse on Hit. I've got a Warlord's Mark going right now. I'll go over a little bit of that here in a bit. But as you see, you don't got to worry about too much. And I'm actually not even playing this to the best of its capability because I'm leaving my endurance charges up for like a second before just melting stuff with it. But that's because this is a little bit of a lower level map and I'm not as scared. But what you typically want to do is just try to keep your endurance cry or enduring charges up, and then melt some stuff to where you can instantly pop it right after. So that way you're constantly sustaining those endurance charges, because you're going to watch out for the cooldown over here, pop it, and then you get it right back. Alrighty guys, I'm going to go over some of the gems, some of the gear, and the build for you guys on this character. So we've got our resistance is pretty capped. I got a little bit of chaos resistance. My physical damage reduction is 36%, but like you saw, it was 55% with the endurance charges, which is pretty good. I'd probably like to have a little bit more, but that's not something I'm too worried about at the moment. It works out pretty well. My DPS over here on Flame Surge is 8,000, which is pretty high. You guys saw it in action, and you can't really get a good feel of the DPS on Righteous Fire or Discharge. I don't remember. I did do the math on my Righteous Fire, but I don't really recall it right now actually. But you saw it in action. It works really well. Some of the gems I got Reduced Duration, Enduring Cry, Lightning Warp, and Spell Echo. So what's actually going on here is Reduced Duration is working on Lightning Warp to give me a quicker warp, and Enduring Cry is getting echoed twice to fill up my endurance charges faster. So this doesn't have to be a 4-link, you can do a 2-2 here, but you actually, there's no penalty and no negative effects for 4-linking this, so that works out. My auras, Vitality, Purity of Fire, and Reduced Mana. Like I said, standard stuff for Righteous Fire. Warlord's Mark, Reduced Mana, Herald of Thunder, and Curse on Hit. There's a couple auras you could use, Flammability, Elemental Weakness. What I'd really like to do on this character is get Dual Curse, but I haven't been able to pick that up yet. Been trying to corrupt a couple amulets to get Dual Curse. You could drop one of your rings and pick up the Dual Curse ring, or you could go grab Whispers of Doom in the tree. I just don't end up going that far, but that's something to consider. You could throw a couple auras on there, or a couple of curses. Righteous Fire, Concentrated Effect, Increased Burning Damage, and Increased Area of Effect. Standard stuff for Righteous Fire. You're going to find this 4-link on pretty much any Righteous Fire build, and I wouldn't change anything about that. Discharge, Fire Pin, Chance to Ignite, Elemental Prolif, and Iron Will. If you did only have a 4-link on this, that would work out just fine. You don't have to pick up the Iron Will, but it really does help if you have the 5th link. Like I said, this can be played kind of cheaply. If you just have an armor, life kind of chest or whatever, you'll be fine. But if you do have the 5th link, Iron Will is really awesome. I've got 682 strength, so that's giving me a huge boost to my spell damage on this. And then in my open socket, I got Vaal Immortal Call. It's not necessary, it's my oh shit button I kind of use in sticky situations. But there's a couple fun things you could play here probably. Another Vaal skill, Vaal Cyclone works really well. You could just blend stuff to death. Or maybe one of the Vaal auras, that would work really well too. Flame Surge, Spell Echo, and Fire Pin on a Doon. So that gives me a level 30 Iron Will, which as you saw with how much strength I have, gives me a ton of spell damage on this Flame Surge. This Doon also isn't completely necessary, but I've played around with a couple of other maces and a couple of other weapons, and this is what I came up with in the end, and I think that this is what you should go for in the end, but not necessary at first. Some of my items here. The necessary item, Rise of the Phoenix. You're definitely going to have to pick this up. Hopefully you can get an Exalt or something leveling up. You can't use this shield until 65, which means you can't use Righteous Fire until 65. There's really no way around it. There are ways around it actually, but they are just not worth it. Just keep the shield. I wish I didn't have to use it either, but I do, and it works for what it is, right? So definitely going to need that by the time you're 65. You're still going to have a little bit of degen going on between 65 and 70-ish, I think. But it's something you can work around, and I'll kind of go over that when I'm talking about the build. As far as your affixes on your other items, strength, armor, life, and cap your resistances. That's what you're gonna see on almost all of these items. It's pretty typical. Strength is really great. It helps us. We have Iron Will on 2 different spells, or 2 of our main spells, and it gives us extra life as well. Extra life on this build is super crucial because extra life means extra spell damage from Righteous Fire, so it kind of is a good all-around stat to go for. So strength is really good here. So you'll see the same stuff here with some movement speed. See the same stuff here, and pretty much you'll see the same stuff on my jewelry as well. Armor, life, some attributes, armor, life. I do have some flat damage on a couple of these items because I played with Elemental Equilibrium on an older character and just ended up using the items from it. And then here's a ring I'm probably going to hopefully craft soon. And then life, strength, resistances. You get it. I mean, that's pretty much what you're looking for. Flasks, I'll touch on real quick. Rubies pretty much act as health potions for this character because they give you increased maximum life resistance, or fire resistance, sorry, which increases enough fire resistance to where you're taking way less degen from that Righteous Fire, and this kind of acts as a health potion. Granite and Quicksilver, I just kind of switch in and out depending on what boss or what map I'm going for. And you probably don't necessarily need a Bubbling Eternal, but I have one. It's pretty nice for some situations. We'll go into the build here now, And I'll put a link to this below for you guys so you can kind of get a better version of it. I'll send it over from the PoE builder and you can get some of the general stats on it. But the main stuff we're looking for here is life regen. I get enough mana regen on this tree to sustain my lightning warps and not have any kind of mana issues and not have to pick up any kind of mana on any of my items. We'll end up going up here for some spell damage and cast speed. I do pick up some aura, radius and damage because I do use a lot of AoE, and then some cast speed and damage. As you can see, I'm heading up here to get Purity of Flesh. I would probably pick this up a little bit earlier than what I did because I do wish I had some more chaos resistance right now, but I am going to pick that up. Come over here for your life and strength, and we're going to get our penetration and our extra ignite chance for that discharge over here. So this cluster, the Templar cluster, I pretty much fill this whole thing out first. It's all really, really good and gets you where you need to go. And if you want, you can go pick up Purity of Fire. This character can also be played on Marauder, as you can see. There's only one skill difference. You could play it as Marauder, and if you wanted the extra 20% mana regen, you can come pick it up. It's no big deal. But with the way that I leveled up on this character, like I said, you can't play Righteous Fire. So with the way that I really like leveling up, this is what I went for. So you can see life, mana regen, life, more life, some fire damage, some maximum fire resist, a lot more life, and some armor. I do have 3 endurance charges on the tree that I pass by. I get 1 extra endurance charge from the bandits. I pick up life from the bandits, and then a passive tree for the 3rd one. I come down here for Unwavering Stance is the only keystone node we get so that we can't be stunned. Some people play Iron Reflexes, but I don't have any evasion rating, so that's not going to do me any good. I come down here for mana and life and some more life and life regen. I actually come down here kind of early on this build, a little bit before I fill in the rest of this Marauder stuff, because I really wanted that extra mana regen and just nip the whole mana situation in the bud. Playing Templar at the beginning, what I typically do is I pick up Fire Trap off of a Shadow. I will play Lightning Tendrils and Flame Blast, maybe pick up Searing Bond and some sort of defensive totem, whether it be Decoy or a Summon Skeleton totem. And then that's pretty much what you're going to do, because you're not going to be able to Righteous Fire Discharge until 65 or 70. I did play Discharge a little early to mess around with that. I had some endurance charges, so that worked out. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you guys check out this character. It's a lot of fun to play. It's one of the first characters I felt like I put together, so I hope you guys, if you come up with any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll put links to all the stuff below. Come check me out on Twitch. Drlol TV is my Twitch name. I'm playing in the 1-month hardcore race right now on a Fire Trap Cycloner. Just hit 70 on him, and I'm hopefully going to finish up my hardcore achievements and go try to do the softcore ones as well. So I'll be doing that. And I'll hopefully make a build for that guy for you guys in the future. I hope you all enjoyed everything. Give me a follow, give me a like, just hit me up. Let me know if you have any questions. I will gladly help you guys out. I'll gladly help you guys out with any questions. I know this game's pretty crazy to try to jump into off the beginning, so I'm down to help you out. No problem at all, guys. So thanks for watching. I appreciate the support, and stay safe, guys.